Hari Om. Today we will be commencing from Bhagavad Geeta, chapter 11, from verse number 42 onwards. So, what we have seen last week, some of the most beautiful verses in this chapter, which are known as the prayer verses, which start from verse number 36 to verse number 42. And these verses are recited during our daily prayers when we do the arati. So, what are these verses? Why are they so significant? Because in these verses from 36 to 42, it expresses our love for the Lord, it expresses our devotion and surrender to the Lord, and it also in these verses also there are verses where we ask for forgiveness from the Lord for anything wrong, for any trespasses that we have done. So we have seen up to verse number 41 last week. Today we will continue with verse number 42 as Arjuna seeks forgiveness from the Lord. So what does Arjuna say? He says, Yacha, and that in many times before, because Arjuna now recognizes that the person standing before him, Krishna, is no ordinary human being. He's the supreme being. So Arjuna feels that maybe the way he has interacted with Krishna before, not realizing that he is the supreme being, so he should not have behaved in certain manner with Krishna, and he seeks his forgiveness. So he says, in the many times when I took you as a mere mortal, as a mere friend, so what happened? He says, ahava sartham. I may have treated you very casually, I may have addressed you very casually, or I may have ridiculed you. So he says, asat krita asi, I may have treated you discourteously, without the right proper courtesy. I might not have given you that respect and courtesy, not realizing your supreme nature. So when did this happen? He says, because we must understand that Arjuna and Krishna shared a lot of times together, and they had many activities together. So Arjuna says, I may have not behaved in the right manner with you when vihara means while playing with you, playing with you and the other people in a very casual way. They used to play pranks on one another and play with one another. So Arjuna says, while playing vihara, while saya, while lying down before you, saya. So while lying down in an improper way, without giving you the due respect. So Lord is sleeping on the bed. How can I, as a devotee, go and sleep on the same bed as the Lord? I will sit on the ground besides his bed. And there's this famous story, I think many of you would have heard in the Mahabharata, when both Arjuna and Duryodhan went to see Krishna before the war commenced. Both of them had the same objective. They wanted to ask for Krishna's help. And Krishna pretended to be asleep. So when Arjuna saw Krishna asleep, he sat at the foot of the bed. So at the feet of the bed, Arjuna sat. Duryodhan, being the very arrogant one, he sat at the head of the Lord on a comfortable sofa. So Arjuna, when Krishna opened his eyes, first he saw Arjuna, and then he got up and he saw Duryodhan. So when they both told him that they had come to ask for his help, so Krishna said, when I opened my eyes, first I saw Arjuna, so let Arjuna ask first what he wants. And that story goes on. So that Arjuna was very humble, he always paid his respect. But still Arjuna feels that maybe in some other ways I might not have realized it, I might not have given you, Krishna, the due respect. So he says, what other ways? Asana, while sitting with you. So obviously when the Lord is sitting, we won't go and sit at his same level or sit together with him. We will always sit at his feet. Bhojaneshu, while eating. And it is in our tradition that we should only eat after we have offered food to the Lord. Thus, eating with the Lord or even before the Lord is eaten is being disrespectful. So, eating without first offering food to the Lord is disrespectful. And that's why the least we can do is say the food mantra, offer the food to the Lord. And there are two food mantras in the Bhagavad Gita. So we can say the prayer, offer the food to the Lord, and then eat it. So Arjuna is apologizing for all these trespasses that he may have done. And Arjuna says, all these things while we were playing together, while I was sitting with you, or while we were eating, this could have happened eka while we were alone. Only you and I were there, Krishna. Or athava, or sometimes tat samaksham. Tat samaksham means, or sometimes we could have been in the company of others. So in front of other people, or even while we are alone, whichever situation it was, Arjuna says that for all of them, for all of these incidences, whether we were alone or whether we were with people, in case if I behave disrespectfully to you, aham shramaye, I beg your pardon. I am very sorry. Tvam, of you, for I'm very sorry. I'm saying my apologies to you for such a treatment. And I know, O Lord, that you will forgive me. So Arjuna addresses Lord here as Achyuta. Achyuta means one. Achyuta means one who remains undisturbed, steady. So no matter however people behave with you, O Lord, or insult you, you remain steady, you remain undisturbed. And you are apremeyam, you are extraordinary, you are matchless. So unlike ordinary human beings, O Lord, I know that you are supremely compassionate and you will forgive me for my trespasses. So Arjuna in these verses 36 to 44 is praising the Lord, offering his prayers, his salutations, and at the same time seeking for his forgiveness. Verse number 43, Arjuna carries on to show his love and appreciation for the Lord. He says, Asi, you are Pita, you are the Father. So the Father of what? Lokasya, of this creation. Father of this, the Lord is expressed or identified as the Father of this creation because he is the very cause of this entire creation. And even though Arjuna has said that you are the Pita or the Father, we must not forget that in Vedic teachings, father and mother are inseparable. So when the scriptures say father, they also mean mother because it requires both the male and female aspect to create this creation. So that's why Lakshmi stands with Vishnu, Parvati stands with Shiva, Saraswati stands with Brahma. You cannot separate these two entities. So the philosophical significance is Brahman and Maya are inseparable. So when we worship the male aspect of the Lord, we are also worshipping the female aspect. And what type of loka is the Lord, the source or the creator of what type of loka? He says, Chara acharasya. Chara acharasya. Chara means that which is what we call moving. Acharasya means that which is non-moving. So not only are you the creator of everything that is sentient, but also everything that is insentient, both moving and non-moving. In short, you are the creator of everything. And then he says, Tvam, you are the ultimate goal, and thus you are the only one pujasya, worthy of worship. So if anyone of us do namaskar, supposing children are doing namaskar to the parents, or what you call as a guru, you receive namaskar from the shishya, from the disciples. So Actually, ultimately, all the namaskars which we receive or which we give ultimately will go to the Lord Himself, as He is the ultimate receiver of all our honor, our respect, ultimately goes to the Supreme Being. And whenever we are also, people bow down to us or people praise us or even do namaskaram to us, we must not let it go to our ego that they are doing namaskars to us. That same namaskar, we must surrender that to the Lord. So ultimately, whatever honor we receive also goes to the Lord, and we must remain humble. Do not have the ego. So Arjuna carries on to say, Tvam Guru Gariyan. Tvam Guru Gariyan. Gariyan means you are greater than the Guru. So you are the greatest Guru because all the Gurus have come after the Lord, and all the Gurus have learned their knowledge from another Guru, and ultimately the original Guru, the Adi Guru, is only the Lord Himself, who is the origin of all scriptures. So the Lord has given the scriptures. The Gurus are merely repeating what is in the scriptures, and what is in the scriptures has been already given by the Lord. So therefore He says you are greater than all the Gurus. And then Arjuna goes on to say, Asti, there is no na asti, there is no one who can be equal to you. So, there is no one who can be equal to you. You are the most supreme. Tvat samaha, there is no one who is equal to you. Kuta anya, therefore, how can there be any guru also who is abhyadikaha? Abhyadikaha means who is greater than you. So not only are you greater than all the gurus, but there can be no one who is equal or superior to you, and therefore you are the greatest among all the beings. So not only in this world you are the greatest guru, but Lokatraya, in all the three worlds. What are the three worlds? Hell, earth, and heavens. So all the three worlds you are the greatest guru. Apratima Prabhava, you are unrivaled in power. So to the one who does not have an equal, there is no one who can have who can rival your power. Not even the most powerful devas, not even the most powerful asuras. There is none who is more powerful, more intelligent, more glorious than you in any way. So these verses are filled with utmost devotion and love and surrender for the Lord, Supreme Being. We therefore can use these verses in chapter 11 from verse 36 to 44 as a daily prayer to recite to the Lord, and it covers our entire range of emotions to the Lord. So therefore, knowing all this greatness about the Lord, surrendering to the Lord, what should a devotee do? In verse number 44, Arjuna says, Tasma, therefore, O Lord, knowing that you are the greatest, the most superior, the most mightiest, there is no other person greater than you. I pranamya, I am bowing down, I am surrendering. Pranidhaya, I prostrate. What? Kaya, my body. So I am bowing down, I am prostrating my body as a manifestation of my devotion and reverence to your supreme greatness. So this is the form of total surrender, saranagati onto you. So Arjuna says, Aham prasadaye, I propitiate, I have a request, Tvam, to you, who are Isham. Isham means the Lord of this whole creation. Not only are you Isham, you're Idyam. Idyam means you're the most adorable, you are most worthy of being worshipped, and what you call Isham, the word Isham here also, there is a whole Upanishad called the Isavasyam Upanishad. And it opens with the very first verse, which says, Isavasyam idam sarvam yena kimchit jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita ma grida kasya svidanam. The Isa or the Lord is defined as Vasyam, Isa Vasyam. Vasyam means the one who pervades. Pervades what? Idam Sarvam, all this, meaning everything in this creation is pervaded by the Lord. Not only has He created this creation, He also is present in this whole creation. So the first verse of the Isavasyam Upanishad goes on to say that the Lord is present in this whole creation. He is the absolute owner of this whole creation. Yena kimchit, whatever there is, whatever name we have, whatever money, power, actually ultimately belongs to the Lord because He is the one who has created everything. So remembering this, the verse says, Jagatyam Jagat, everything which we have in this world is Tyaktena, granted Tena by Him. So we must always remain very conscious that since Lord is the ultimate owner of everything in this creation, whatever we possess, be it money, fame, power, whatever, it is actually granted by the grace of the Lord. He is sharing that with us. It doesn't belong to us. Whatever fame we have, He is sharing with us, part of His fame. Whatever glories we have, He is sharing part of His glories with us. So we should always remain humble and accept whatever we have as the grace of the Lord. So what does the verse in this Samvasyam say? Therefore, Bunjita, by all means experience, enjoy whatever has been granted to you. Enjoy that. He's not saying what you call give it away. No, enjoy it, whatever you have. But ma grida, there is a warning, there is a advice. Ma grida, do not crave, do not seek what? Kasyasvi, anyone else dhanam. Do not covet what others have. Whatever you have been given, thank the Lord for sharing what the Lord has. He's sharing that with you. So don't ever go and compare what you have with what others have, because everybody has got different punyam. Everybody has got different merits. So whatever you get is according to your merits. Whatever someone else gets is granted according to their merits. So don't be jealous, don't be envious what other people have. Be thankful, be grateful for whatever you have, and consider that has been granted by the Lord to you. So don't compare, don't have feelings of envy, jealousy, frustration. And also don't have feelings of pride, ego, or superiority, because understand whatever you have is from the grace of the Lord. Be thankful. So Arjuna says, O Lord, you are Isha, you are the ruler, you are the owner of everything, of idiom. You are the most adorable one whom everyone loves and worship. Therefore, no one but you deserves namaskara. Okay? And whenever we do namaskar to a jnani, a realized person, or a guru, or a sannyasi, a renunciate, we are not bowing down to that individual. We are bowing down to the divinity in that individual. So that namaskar doesn't belong to the gross human being. It belongs to the divinity that is expressed in that human being. That is what we should be mindful about. And Arjuna goes on to say, Deva, O Lord, Arhasi, you should, on account of your greatness, your compassion, Sodum, forgive and forget my faults. And here Arjuna gives 3 examples why he is requesting the Lord, on what basis to forgive him. He says, Iha, as would a pita, a father, forgive the faults of putrasya. So no matter how many mistakes a son might commit, the father of course will try to reform and explain and try to correct the son, but he will always do it with a lot of love and forgiveness and compassion. So Arjuna is saying, O Lord, may you forgive me like how a father will forgive his son. So then he says, Priya Priyaya, how a Priya, meaning a husband or a lover, will forgive his Priyaya, will forgive his wife or husband. So how one spouse will also forgive the husband, or the husband will forgive the wife because of the very love and the attachment they have for one another. And also Sakha Sakyu, Eva, as would a Sakha, a friend, forgive the trespasses or the mistakes of another Sakyu, of a friend. So a true friend is always willing to forgive and forget the trespasses of another friend. So, O Lord, please, on those bases, please may you also forgive me also. So, in this verse, what we call 43, ends the next verse will end the prayer part. I'm sorry, actually, verse 43 ends the prayer part of this chapter, which is from 36 to 44. We are right now on 40. Let me just check this. Yes, sorry, we are now on verse 44. So from verses 36 to 44 are the prayer verses, as I mentioned earlier. So with this verse 44 now, we end the prayer verse. Now from verse 45 onwards, Arjuna will express his twofold emotions which are simultaneously now occupying his mind. So the prayer verses have ended from 36 to 44. Verses 45 now, Arjuna will express there are two emotions now going on through his mind. So on one part, Arjuna is thankful. He understands that he is fortunate to be blessed by the Lord with Divya Chakshu, with his divine vision. And as a result, he has experienced the universal form of the Lord, Vishwarupa Darshana. And of course, when one has experienced this, you want to carry on, experience this ecstasy of this universal form of the Lord. But at the same time, you must understand, when we say universal form, it means the creative form of the Lord. There is creation. At the same time, there is destruction in the Lord. So universal form means both the creation and the destruction. If you want to appreciate, you must appreciate both the creation in this world. You must also be able to handle the destructive things that are happening in this world. So while Arjuna can appreciate the wonderful, beautiful things in this creation, he is also at the same time having a lot of fear in seeing all these destructive things which are going on in this world. So what does Arjuna say? He says in verse number 45, he says, Asmi, I am Hrishita, I am delighted, I am uplifted, I am extremely happy, Drishtva, in seeing, in having a vision of your universal form. O Lord, by your grace, I am very happy that you have blessed me to see this universal form. And Adrishta, it has never been seen Purvam before. So the whole vision, the past, the present and the future, everything has been revealed simultaneously to Arjuna. So he says, I'm happy to have this vision of something that has never been experienced before. And although I'm grateful, but may manaha, my mind, has at the same time become pravyatitam, has become bewildered, confused. Out of what? Bhayena, out of fear. Why? Because while I'm witnessing what has not been seen before, all the beautiful things in the creation, the glories and all that, at the same time I'm also witnessing the destruction that is going on. And every second there is some destruction going on in this universe. So Arjuna says, I am also at the same time, while I'm happy, I'm excited, at the same time I'm also in a state of fear. So he says, Deva, O Lord, may you darshaya, may you show, or may you grace me with what? Tat eva rupam, that very form. Tat eva rupam, which form? The previous form, the what we call the Krishna form. That is the single form. I cannot take this universal form of yours. I want you to show me back the same original form, the Krishna form. And he says, and he makes his appeal to Krishna. He says, Devasya, O Supreme Lord, meaning you are the Devas of all the Devas, you are the God of all the gods. Jagan Nivasha, you are the abode of this whole universe. You alone are the support of this whole creation. May you be Prasida, may you be gracious, may you accept my request, remove this universal form and show me the Krishna form. So here Arjuna has made his appeal, his prayer to Lord. So he says, he carries on in verse number 46 by saying, Aham ichhami, aham I, ichhami, want to drashtum, I want to see tvam, you, tata eva, just as before. So the same form which you drove my chariot into this battlefield, the Krishna form, I want to see that same form as you were before. And what is that? He describes the form. It is Kiritinam. Kiritinam means that form where you are wearing a crown on your head. So the Krishna form with the Kiritinam, wearing a crown. Gadinam means wielding a mace, the Gada in your hands. Cha and Chakrahastam, holding the disc in your other hand. So that's the original form of Krishna, the single form of Krishna, with the crown on his head, one hand holding the Gada, the mace, one hand holding the Chakra, the disc. This is the form that Arjuna wants to see. And then he says, Sahasrabaho, O Lord of 1,000 arms, okay, which is referring to the earlier form, the universal form, the Lord of 1,000 arms. Vishwamurte, the cosmic form. So Lord says, Arjuna says, Bhavo, please may you appear as Chaturbhujena, as the four-arm form. So from the universal form which has thousands and thousands of arms, I want to see you in that four-arm form, the four-arm form. And this is what Arjuna is putting forward his request to the Lord. So that is in verse number 45. And then he will go on to also express what he wants to see, and we will take up that verse number 46 when we resume next week. Hari Om Tat Sat.